Looking to get more stars in Rise of Kingdoms? Well, my friends, there's 2 new bundles that you need to know about. Stick around in this video to learn about the Glorious Leader and Civilization Leader bundle and whether or not they're worth it. And as a bonus at the end, we've got Stage 3 of our Crusader fort complete. We're going to get some stars there too. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and it's no secret that there are bundles that pop up in the game when you do certain actions or unlock certain things. One of the very best bundles that has always worked that way is the Writer of History. Whenever you unlock a new legendary commander, you have the opportunity to buy this bundle, which is a lot of stuff for the amount of money that you're spending. With that said, there's 2 new bundles we've got to talk about. If you like Rise of Kingdoms guides that help you get value and smash your enemies, consider smashing that subscribe button for bundle reviews as soon as they go live. We're a little late to the trigger on this one, but let's talk about Glorious Leader, which is the $5 tier of this new bundle, purchasable when you get a commander to level 40. This has 20 stars and 3 of each type of special star and some experience. This is a $5 bundle, and the value is way higher than what you typically see in your regular super value bundles. There's a couple things about this I want to call your attention to. I'll point out, first of all, that the Writer of History has more raw value in terms of the gem value of what's there. You're basically trading 10 basic stars and 3 of each of the special stars instead of getting the 10 legendary commander sculptures. So obviously, I think we would all say the Writer of History is a better bundle, even though the experience is the same, the VIP is the same. And I'll say that if you needed stars, then this is a bundle that you would consider getting, and this is probably the cheapest way to get stars. We're going to show you some free ways to get stars, however, as well. There is a version of this bundle when you get a commander to level 50, and this is basically double the value of the previous bundle, more or less. More or less, you can see they think this is worth 104,200 gems, compared to the 50,375 gems, whatever. If you need experience and you need stars, and leveling up commanders does take a lot of experience and a lot of stars, then these bundles are very powerful. I believe that these bundles are oriented toward newer players in Rise of Kingdoms, because the players that have had very old accounts don't have as many problems with stars and experience. And a part of the reason that's the case is that you can get your experience for free battling the Temple Guardians and running around the map to kill all of the Holy Site Guardians. I'll show that technique in the card up in the top. I used to farm 2.5 million experience a day across all my commanders, which was pretty significant and meaningful. That's how I leveled up a lot of my commanders and have so many leftover experience tomes today. And the stars you can accumulate by being very, very picky with which commanders you even invest in. Let me show you what I mean. In general, with my account, you'll find that commanders are either 60 in terms of their level, or they are level 40. And there's very little in between. There is really only one commander where I sort of made a mistake, starring him up, and then I ended up not using him, and that's Frederick I. You either want them to be a primary commander in which you want to take them to 60, or you are going to use them as a secondary and you never need to level them up further. So there's a lot of commanders that you can simply save your stars on, and I'm pretty sure I made a video about this a long time ago. If I can find it, I'll have a card up in the top so you can see that as well, to see which commanders Chisgule thinks that you probably don't need to put your stars into. It's a little bit of a dated video, but it'll give you a sense of what you would think about. And I've got some really great commanders that I am simply not starring up, even though their expertise, like Takeda. Like, he just doesn't need to be level 60. I'm not currently using him as a primary commander. So one way that you mitigate the number of stars you're going to need is to not just star up everything that comes your way. And a part of the way that you also get the commanders start up for free is by doing different events that can help give you those stars. So for example, we've got this Lord of War event. I personally will train to this amount right over here, and that's going to give me 12 stars. Over time, this accrues a fair amount of value. The other way that you can get your gold stars for free, by the way, is from gold keys. And I don't think gold keys are amazing, for the record, but there's a pretty high drop rate of those stars from these keys. Of course, I'm going to prove myself entirely wrong as I go in with a small sample size here. There we go. It only took 4 keys to get 1 star. The drop rate for stars is fairly high in here. There's another one. So this is another way you can get lots of stars. There's another one. Instead of buying this particular bundle, you can be hunting for gold keys. Yet another way that you'll get those gold stars. You're also going to be able to get them from the expedition periodically in the shop. I believe I purchased one earlier for 1,000 of the medals. I have 2.7 million saved up at this point. Once you get to level 80 on this thing, you're just going to get so many of those. And then there's an event even in Kingdom versus Kingdom that I'm able to take advantage of right now. This literally happened earlier today, where we rebuilt our Crusader fortress. And now that we've done that, we can go and trade in our sculptures and get a whole bunch of goodies, such as more gold stars, legendary commander sculptures, and more. Even some gold keys, which, by the way, are going to have gold stars in them. So I think that these bundles, again, if you are a very low spender, could be compelling to go and pick up. I want to caution you, however, that these bundles are not going to count toward something like a recharge event where you get a bunch of extra value for having spent anyways. And so if you're really budgeting here, it's not a bundle I would buy, because even if it did align with a recharge event happening, and I guess you control when it triggers, right? You control when you level up a commander. You're not going to get credit for a recharge event because you are not getting raw gems, you're getting gem tokens, and so it's not going to count. Now, we can just show you, by the way, what it takes to trigger one of these bundles. I need to level up Zenobia anyways, and by the way, on the topic of having ridiculous amounts of experience, as I was describing earlier, we can level her up and show you this bundle popping. We're going to have a live stream tomorrow, or by the time you're watching this, maybe it'll be today. We're going to have a live stream where we craft multiple legendary accessories, where we craft a bunch of equipment to try to get special talents. You're really not going to want to miss this stream. It's going to be pretty epic, making some pretty rare and amazing items. Let's see if we got this bundle to proc. There it is. Civilization Leader for level 50. I'm not going to buy it. I really don't need it. It's tempting, but I have a lot of stars. And if I'm being honest, I just don't need them. And if I did need them, I got a lot of other commanders I suppose I could level up to proc the bundle. I'm just going to pass on this one. It does last for a limited time, which is 1 hour. You can't see that because Darth Bailey is now the Duke, but you get the idea. Speaking of getting the idea, people find it oddly satisfying when you go in and you complete the stage 3 turn-ins. So let's just turn in everything I'm going to turn in for stage 3 here. It is above and beyond what's necessary to complete the stage. However, nowadays you can do that. Back in the day, when phase 3 of rebuilding the Crusader fort finished, you basically had like a 3-hour window to trade in your sculptures before the event would be completed, and then you'd lose out on the opportunity to trade in for all the good stuff that comes with this. And honestly, like, this is free. It's like you're taking all these sculptures for things you don't need and turning them into things that you do need, which I love. I probably could stop here even. I don't know if I need all of the currency here, but let's just take it through all of the blue commanders. And you'll notice on my screen, by the way, that I have a non-trivial number of the universal epic commander sculptures. I would save those. Same with the advanced commander sculptures, just in case a new commander comes in at one of those tiers and you have the opportunity to use universals on them. I would not want to miss the opportunity to do that. Here we go. Now we can go and claim all of the legendary commander sculptures. We can claim the 30 stars that we were looking at earlier. We can claim 100 hours of speed ups, the 20 gold keys, and I'll have to turn in some more here to go and get all of, oh, please don't make me click that. By the way, I did actually click this the first time this event came around 10,000 times in order to get all of it. That actually is a thing we did. It really happened. Let's trade in some Belisarius here. Get enough currency to do what we need to do. That should probably be plenty. We'll turn these in. Do I need the experience? Not really. I suppose I can decide on that. Theoretically, I could turn my commander sculptures into these arrows of resistance. That's a thing I could consider, and then you could use that to make alliance currency. That feels like a pretty convoluted process. Same with these stars as well. I suppose I've overshot by a little bit here, and I'd rather have the experience than anything, so we'll lock up that experience, and then, boom, most of our currency spent. We've still got plenty of sculptures in the tank if somehow we magically make it into another KVK right after this one. We've even got 7,000 of these epic commander sculptures to spare. Just be very careful that you don't turn in these legendary sculptures unless you really mean to, and gosh bless, I'm still not turning these in because just in case there is ever a use better than this, You better believe I'd rather have the sculptures on hand, so I save them. But I'm a hoarder. I'm a little crazy. If you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor. Consider subscribing to the channel and throw a like on the video. I will say, as I often say in my spending videos and guides, that I'm not a financial advisor, but you should prioritize your family, saving for retirement, having an emergency fund. Those are all things way more important than spending in a mobile game. Don't go into credit card debt. So I say that these bundles are value if you need stars, and that is true. However, more value for your life probably comes from the aforementioned activities. That's your call to make. However, choose wisely, my friends. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.